I know we have some Picoin updates today. This is not what I want to see. This is not what I want to see. I'd like to see these numbers up. Make sure you guys like, retweet, comment if you guys appreciate the daily Picoin content. Let's go ahead and get into some of the updates. I know we got some updates from Huobi. Keeps teasing. Huobi keeps teasing that they're going to add Picoin. We'll get into that today. I'm going to check out the charts as well for Picoin. What's good? Endry. Hope you're doing well. Happy Saturday. Maybe Sunday morning, depending on where you're tuning in from. I appreciate you for being here. Great to catch you again. Like I said, I'm going to be going over some Picoin updates. I know Huobi Exchange just tweeted something else today, teasing Picoin and Pi Network, adding them to their network. So I'm going to go over that. I'm also going to do some TA, like I said. First, I just want to check out the overall markets, see how things are doing, and then we'll see how Pi is doing relative to that. We got Bitcoin sideways, pretty much everything sideways. Trump and WorldCoin leading the charge today, Radium as well. I've been hearing a lot about the Trump coin and World Liberty Finance recently. Won't get into it this video. Let's see what the biggest losers are for the day. Bitcoin Cash, it was just up a lot, so it makes sense. By the way, thank you, Andrew. Thank you for throwing a like on this video. I appreciate it. If you guys appreciate the daily Picoin updates, daily live streams, please max engage. It does go a long way to helping me out. Help me know that you guys want to see more of this stuff. Casp it down, but it's pretty much sideways. Everything's just sideways today. Really sideways, if anything, market's mostly up. So that's cool. We are going to, let's go back to Picoin, see how Picoin's doing. And now the rest of the video will be about Pi. Oh, too low. How low can you go? All right, we're back in the 31 spot. I think we were somewhere in 26 around here not too long ago. Been going 3 months, still no migration. You mean you've been in the queue? Have you been in the queue for the migration? Because then at least you should be the first to get through in the future. I think it also depends on where you're located. I'm stuck on step 8, not even 9. Oh, fuck. Pardon my French. Then what I would do is at the verification, the KYC, I would, what the trouble was for me, because I was also stuck on step 8 and 9, I would switch to another device if you can, and then take a picture. Because for me, my ID, for whatever reason, the Pi app wouldn't work with my ID. It was like always blurry or whatever. So I would maybe switch to another device if you have like a friend with a phone. I actually switched to use my tablet. I was trying to do it on my phone, and then I switched to my tablet, and then it actually worked for me. So maybe try that out. Good luck, Andre. That's frustrating. But if you're stuck on step 8 and 9, yeah, I would try maybe using another device. That's where I would go with that. Good luck. Let me know if there's anything else I can suggest. We've been sideways. We'll check out the charts. Let's go ahead and check out the trading view charts. I know that I have to adjust it. I checked this out earlier. Yo, Stinky, that's my dude. Oh, Stinky, that's my name. That's my dude. What's good? I appreciate you for tuning in here. Stinky, that's my name. And Andrew, yeah, no problem. I recommend definitely trying that out as well. That's what worked for me anyways. I was so frustrated and kind of like sweating about the KYC, but as soon as I switched, for whatever reason, it worked on the other device. And it was like my phone. I have like a Galaxy, like a not too old Galaxy. So I would have thought it would have worked, but no, it was my little tab that ended up working. All right, here we got what's going on the daily. Yeah, I got to adjust the slope just a little bit, but we're pretty much saying if you guys have tuned into the last few live streams or if you've seen them, then I was saying if we don't dip too much lower, then we could just stay sideways all the way till like May. This says May 4th. I was thinking May 2nd. But let me adjust the slope just a little bit. I thought it was a little bit too dramatic. Oh boy, where's the top here? All the way out here. Hope you guys are doing well. How you feeling about the markets? How you feeling about Picoin? You guys just hanging tight? Good luck, Andrew, with the migration. Stinky, welcome. I think this is my first time catching you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, let's go ahead and adjust this slope a little bit more. I'm also on the hourly. I can zoom out in a little bit. you can't really help these crazy wicks. I mean, whenever you see crazy wicks down like this, it's usually just people getting liquidated on longs and shorts. It's like it forces their trades to close, and then it creates like a domino effect around those zones. So that's why they're pretty crazy. I probably shouldn't mind them as much as I do. It's okay, I guess, not moving up or down. Yeah, so just holding. Yeah, I agree. And honestly, to me, this is bullish. I'm just coming back to this chart because it's a little bit cleaner. That other one has all the lines. To me, this is so freaking bullish. I mean, we've been sitting around this same zone plus or minus like 25%. Of course, we had this extreme crazy wicks here, but like I said, that's like people trading. I feel like we really have found true price discovery at these ranges, like a true consolidation in the market. We've been hovering around the 70 cents, maybe even 75, 80 cents to like 60 cents. Of course, maybe dipping down to 40 cents, 50 cents. But for like what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks now? What is this? March 29th? We're coming up on a month. I mean, this is a stable coin at this point. This is consolidation. I think this is bullish. Of course, markets are going to go crazy in the beginning whenever there's a new coin, especially with lots of attention coming out. It's going to be crazy volatile, but I really feel like, this is pretty much what the rest of the market was doing the whole time. And then we've bottomed out while the rest of the market has been falling the entire month. Everything else has been falling relative to Picoin. What other crypto coins do you own? I personally am bullish as hell on SUI and SUI, however we want to say it. I have a solid amount of my portfolio is there, but I'm also mostly on Solana as well. I've been Solana maxi, if you will, for a while. I also have a company we're building on Solana. It's a digital collectible launchpad that will be on Solana first. We've been building it for like years at this point. Should be out hopefully within about a month, something like that. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so to answer your question, Picoin, Solana, SUI, pretty much where my head's at. Bitcoin, of course, I'll show you. Even if you make sure you guys follow me on X if you haven't yet. Even in my bio, I got Picoin, Sol, Sui, XRP. I'm bullish on as well, to be honest. Stinky, that's my name. Says, will before the open market, the black market price was zero point 0.4 for a long time, so it's always never going to drop under that. I think. Yeah, you mean that's when a lot of people accumulated most of their value. Yeah, I mean the price before market was crazy. Were you guys here before it went mainnet? I'm assuming you were. I mean the price before was crazy. Let's go ahead and break this down. Let's get into the 5 minute. Yeah, that was nuts. Yeah, I mean 40 cents, obviously a lot of resistance. Regardless of what the news has been for Picoin, regardless of all the nonsense articles have said, we've stayed sideways the entire time this month. Like almost an entire month of staying like plus or minus a few percent. Of course, we had these extreme wicks, but again, that's just trading. Yeah, peaked at $3. Yeah, it's crazy to think that we're at 65 cents right now, but honestly, I feel really good about where we are personally. This makes me bullish. We could keep riding in here, bouncing around in these ranges for I don't know, the middle of May. At least it's moving up though. This funnel is moving up. And don't pay too much mind to this upper line here, this upper threshold. I wouldn't pay too much respect to it. Here we go with the ads. Once Picoin gets above $3 again, I'll pay for TradingView Pro. That's what we'll do. But anyways, I feel really good about these ranges. Let's go ahead and break it down in the 5 minute. Just check it out. Yeah, I mean, again, I did readjust this just a little bit lower to be a little more respectful to how things have gone. But I mean, we're still higher lows, higher lows. That's it. Can't really say we have too many higher highs going on, but it's higher lows. We're sideways up for a full month. This is crazy. When all of crypto has been going down over the last month, let's check out. Oops, let's check out Picoin. All right, here's the 1 month overall from 80 cents. We'll call it to 60 cents, we'll call it. That's only I mean, what, a 25% dip? Let's see how the rest of the market's been doing on the not 7 day. Can't I find, let's see, the 30-day, yes, please. All right, let's see how the rest of the market's been doing. Wow, actually, never mind. Everything's pretty much plus or minus. Bitcoin holding up the best over the 30 days, 8%. ETH down 10%. Oof. Yeah, I guess Picoin has outperformed on the downside as well as just staying sideways now. Yeah, here's pretty much outperforming on the downside over last month. Nothing crazy though. 20% for a brand new crypto, 21% for a brand new crypto in the 30-day. Down is not that crazy. Brand new in terms of to mainnet anyways. So let's go ahead. Let's check out the stories. All right. So for anybody that doesn't know, or that anybody that didn't see my video, please first check out my last video. I don't know why it's getting not getting pushed in the YouTube algorithm at all right now. I actually put more time into the editing and it's getting worse results. But anyways, so if you guys tuned in yesterday, part of the news that we saw was that HTX, let me actually go. Do you guys prefer dark mode or light mode? Let me know if you have a preference in the comments. But HTX, here we go. My brother has a Pi account. I'll read that in a second. HTX just tweeted this. Oh, here's actually their second one. I meant to go to their first one, but this is their second day in a row tweeting about Picoin. We'll get into that in a second. I'll read what you guys commented. My brother has a Pi account, and when he first downloaded it, no, he was 16 and now he's 17. Is that illegal? I don't know. I'll pretend like I didn't read that comment. I don't know. I don't know how all of this stuff works. Art not a real currency, right? It's just collectibles. I don't know. I don't know the definitions of these things, the legalities. Stinky, that's my name, says what's happening is as soon as people are getting the coin are selling off because a lot of the miners are from very poor countries. Once that coin gets out of their hands, the price will shoot up. Andrew said, oh no. Andrew, I honestly don't know if it's illegal. And Stinky, if I'm being honest, I think that is I think that's fair, but I don't think that that's really what's going on here. Like the amount that people are receiving on the daily getting unlocked, if they were all selling, like I think one, it would have more of an impact on the price of the chart. Like here, really honestly, from what's today, the 26th, ever since we bought them on the 16th, we've been going up. So for the last 10 days, we've been going up. And really, even if we honestly, what's this, April 4th? April 5th, really since we bought them at the 40 cents, we've been going up the whole time. So I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of things going on here. And always remember too, the price can be manipulated like crazy using limit orders and things like this. If you guys didn't check out my it's actually a SUI coin that I just did an overview for, but I talk about automated market makers versus centralized limit order books. I realize that sounds boring, but it has to do with DeFi and how buying and selling affects the price of coins. And so Picoin right now, I don't know how their liquidity pools are set up. So like if people are actually selling into a liquidity pool, that would affect the price of the coin. But I think a lot of it is behind closed doors, market orders, and different things like that where you can manipulate the price a little bit more. So that's all I'm saying. Definitely fair. I see that people are from a lot of poorer countries that have mined Picoin, but that's also kind of the appeal and what makes it so grand is like there's 20 million people now that are using it, and because of the network size, that makes people bullish. Like it costs a lot of money to acquire customers typically. I don't know. We'll just see what happens. We'll see what happens. I also know a lot of the people that mined honestly locked up for like 4 years, like literally locked their token up for like a lot of people in the chat anyways told me that they've locked up for 4 years. So I don't know. There's just so many things affecting the price. Let's see if my Bluetooth keyboard will connect. There's just so many things affecting the price. I can't really blame it on just the Pi community. And if they are selling and they're changing their lives, good on them, honestly. I hope that this coin has changed people's lives and made it better. All right, let's just go Pi. All right, HTX, they tweeted twice recently about PiCoin. I guess I will go to the first original tweet was here. This was April 23rd, so 3 days ago at the time of this live recording. HTX, which this is another centralized exchange, it's a pretty decent one. They tweeted this picture, and you can see that they have Tron, which is a top coin. I'm assuming a lot of these are Tron meme coins as well. I don't know what this is. I think this is another top Tron meme coin, but then obviously they have this Pi coin symbol here that they tweeted. One crypto soaring skybound to Mars. It's kind of crazy that they just dropped this Pi coin in here. I think this is all Tron stuff. I think these are all Tron memes. I know this definitely is, obviously, this guy. All right, besides PiCoin. So they put this on here. That's interesting, for one. And then we go to their more recent, just today, as I was scrolling Twitter. Doo-doo-doo. What's this? And what do they say? Which crypto flies first class to the moon? What do we have here? They're reiterating a lot of the same meme coins that were in the last picture. And then they also have PiCoin. What is this? And they're, this is the official account for HTX Global. And they're sicing or they're pumping PiCoin. Very interesting. Andre, let me know if I'm saying your name right or wrong. Says, I don't think people are as grateful as they should be. PiCoin was at 2 point something dollars, and some people on third world countries had thousands of Pi. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, honestly, I fully support PiCoin. I wouldn't be making these videos if I didn't. I wouldn't be showing my face, especially with these videos, if I didn't support this. Like, I thought it was maybe a Ponzi scheme at first, but just by definition, it's not. You don't actually have to buy anything. And it's something that has had the potential to help millions and millions of people and potentially even bring them out of poverty. That's crazy. Why would people not support that? Anyways, back to this. So we got some more bullish news, in my opinion. It's not really news. This is just maybe some support low key out of Huobi. Wabi. I don't really know how to say it, to be honest with you. But they have a lot of Tron support here, which is a top 10 crypto for those that don't know. Oops. Is a very, very institutional coin, institutionally dominated coin, Tron here. When you see all this volume, it's pretty much just big players and institutions. I don't know anybody talking about Tron coin on X, to be honest with you, besides maybe Huobi. Oh crap, what did I just do? All right, hit my keyboard. So yeah, very interesting developments here. PiCoin being associated with this top 10 crypto, just in general, very interesting. So I'm starting to look more into Tron myself, and very interesting that HTX is talking about PiCoin to this extent. Oh, look at this! Wait, what is this? I didn't even notice this. Look, they got PiCoin hidden again. Oh, guys, like this video. Please drop some comments. Make sure we get some more people in here pointing this out. Look at this. We was in the top 10. We were. In my opinion, we'll be back. Look at this. They got PiCoin snuck in here. Again. Guys. What is going on? Wobie's definitely teasing this. Oh my gosh. They're definitely going to not definitely. None of this is financial advice. But look at this, a meme challenge. Make a Justin meme. Why are they associating PiCoin so much with this? Guys, who gives a shit what the price is right now? We're so early. Do you guys not understand how early we are? Happy 420. Hey, let's get it. Do people not understand how early we are? What the fuck? HTX just pinned this to their main page. This is pinned to their profile right now. It's all Tron stuff, currently a top 10 crypto, number 10. And they keep having PiCoin content in here. Why are people bearish? Because they're watching all of these nonsense made up articles like this. Watch this. Picoin news. Boy. Boy coin. Picoin news. Watch this. Watch all this fake FUD. Picoin is dead or ready to explode. FOMO builds. All right, at least this was kind of positive here. Price prediction heats up. Suspended by Bitmart. Suspended. You know, they just pump out so much FUD. If you see anything on Binance, here we go. Biggest scam in history. If you guys were in the last live stream, you guys saw me read over this. Like, these are the types of articles that they put out. This is the same thing they said about Solana. Andre, you asked me earlier what I was bullish on, what I've been bullish on. I have been building on Solana for a few years now, and I've been bullish on Solana all the way down here. Boop. In 2021, when people were fudding it, when if you got on any Twitter space anywhere and you said you were doing something on Solana, people would essentially just spit on you, kind of thing. You know, that's when, and then we ran all the way up, and now we're still gaining dominance over a lot of the other coins. I only bring that up to say, whenever we see this FUD, people constantly just shitting on you, and you can point to statistics to show otherwise that they're wrong and that there's the growth of the network and Picoin and stuff like that. I think they're tripping. I think people are missing something here. Let's go Picoin. Also, what people aren't talking about is that the actual Pi, one of the co-founders, Nicholas, I don't know his last name, he's speaking May 16th. Let me go to the chart. He's speaking May 16th, May 14th through 16th, one of those days, at a Consensus 2025 conference. So that should be interesting. I think a lot of people are waiting to see if this guy's real or not. I personally, pretty much every video I've seen, I've maybe seen one interview that's real from him, and everything else is AI and his face. It's just associated with it. So I think we got some bullish times ahead. Personally, I think we have some bullish times ahead. I'm probably going to make a dedicated video just to Huobi speculation right now. They've just been tweeting way too many times. This is what I want. They've just been tweeting way too many times about Picoin. And look, right now it's even pinned. Can you guys see this? Is this too low? It's like cut out. And then right now this is even pinned to their profile. Blurry as hell image. But this is pinned to their profile. Huobi Exchange is one of the leading exchanges in crypto. One of them. Not talking about, just hinting at Picoin stuff here. So very bullish there. And I don't think I saw any other major Picoin news. Let me search X, see what else we can find. But make sure you guys are following me on X as well. If you guys want to get some updates, I do tweet about Picoin content every once in a while. It's mostly SUI and Solana. And we also have a big space tomorrow. I'm going to be live streaming this space tomorrow. It's about 30 plus different people, builders in the space, that are coming to pitch. It's like 4-minute pitches. What Stinky Man says, what grinds my gears is this. Oh my gosh, the GCV cult. Yeah, they're making the coin look like a joke. They helping the scammers to rob. Yeah, it is pretty sad. I kind of, it is very sad, but it's also, it just is what it is. I don't want to say it's sad. It's sad because those people really believe that those numbers can happen, but it's also bullish for Picoin at the same time as it's bearish. Like, as someone who's been around for a while, like XRP has had some ridiculous things that they've said for a while too, and it's kind of helped the community to stay around for so long. So yeah, those people they're a little bit out there in my mind. $314,000 Picoin. I mean, technically, if we print like a ton of US dollars, we just keep printing an infinite amount of money, then it can devalue the US dollar so badly that any other assets relative to the US dollar will go up. You know what I mean? So, I don't want to say it's impossible, but it's definitely silly to talk about. But it's also, just like people talk about a $10 million Bitcoin, $100 million Bitcoin, whatever. They're just talking about way down the line, and it's really high level Meta Conversations. They're saying that everything will be put on chain and that these coins, whether it's Bitcoin, Picoin, XRP, whatever, they say that, it will essentially all encompass all of the value of everything else on the planet because everything will be tokenized. That's like what these people argue for, especially the Bitcoin maxis. It's like the classic, Bitcoin will hit a $240 trillion market cap or a $500 trillion market cap. The same thing that these Picoin people are arguing for is that it will all encompass every other thing ever. Like all finances will be put on Picoin. Like that's what these people are arguing. I don't agree with it, but it's also good to have delusional people in your community when you're invested in them, anyways, because they will just keep tweeting, keep people talking about Picoin, even if it's bad that people talk about GCV. I agree, it makes us look delusional as a community. It's still like all publicity is good publicity. You know what I mean? It's like people talking about this. If they go on CNN and they're like, what are these GCV people even talking about with Picoin? Then it's at least still bringing up Picoin. Whether it's good, bad, ugly, whatever, it's still publicity at the end of the day for free. $314,000 Picoin though. I don't know. At 100 billion tokens times $314,000, it's like a $300 trillion market cap. Yeah, in terms of reality, in terms of is it possible in 100 years? Sure. It may be honestly possible, but it's not something I would go telling people about, to be honest with you. I wouldn't say 100 years, maybe like 100 years, 200 years. It really just depends on how much money the US keeps printing. If we print 1,000 times more, like we have been printing exponential US dollars, then we will just devalue the US dollar so bad to the point that this technically can become possible. I don't want to be a crazy one of those people though. I'm not banking on that, to be honest with you. I'm excited about $3 again. What do I think it can hit this cycle? It's currently sitting at a $4 billion market cap. If Picoin turns around and we see people start talking about how many different people are using it, etc., mining it, etc., you could do still like a 50x from here this cycle, in my opinion. What's that? 60 cents. That'd be like $30, right? I mean, that's also equally crazy in my mind, but that's just kind of how crypto goes. It'll be like very quickly, it would just wick and touch that. Let's see. Oops, that looks very bad. User interface, 0.65 times 50. Yeah, that'd be about $30. Yeah, I mean, that's what I think we could hit rationally in the next 8 years, 4 to 8 years. Could go even higher. Again, it depends on how much US dollars. We're comparing this to US dollars. We're saying one Pi coin is worth this amount of US dollars. So if the US dollars keeps printing like crazy, then it would make this price go up by default because US dollars is going down. Anyways, that's my take on that. GSV, not something I would have people keep pushing for, but is it technically within the realm of possibility of economics? Sure. It's technically in the realm of possibility. Now, do I think short term what's going to happen? I don't know. I really hope that we stay, let's see, above 64 cents. If we break below 64 cents again, really, yeah. If we go below 64 cents in the short term, we could keep going down, finding more support down lower. But that's what I'm really looking for. If I was trading right now, which I'm not, I know this is financial advice, I'd have my stop losses around 0.64, 0.639, somewhere in there. It could wick lower even. Yeah, about 0.64 I feel like it's pretty solid. But we could keep just moving up in this channel. That's kind of what I think is going to happen. We're going to keep bouncing around in here. If we go above, yeah, we could just keep climbing to 75 cents, to be honest. If we go above, what is this? 69 cents, we could just boop, wick up really high. But I don't know. Personally, guys, this is an accumulation zone. I'm going to wrap this up relatively soon. Like I said, I'm trying to do these every single day. I'm going to do some Picoin updates. So if you guys appreciate the live streams, if you want to support me, please drop some comments, especially after the video. I really appreciate it. Please check out the channel as well. I'm trying to provide real value to people. So thank you guys, any of your support, I really appreciate it. But before I wrap up this space, I do want to say this is accumulation city. This is the zone. This is it. Like, in my opinion, if I had any more liquidity that I could give to Picoin or to SUI or to anything, like, this is, ooh, juicy time to get involved. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? In my opinion, we'll look back at this time like, wow, I wish we were, accumulating. Like, especially for the major exchanges, they're buying, in my opinion, at these times. We've seen so much bearish news come out and so much random news, and the price is staying sideways. In my opinion, big players are accumulating. Huobi Exchange is teasing at a listing coming up soon. They have this that just came out 2 days ago, 3 days ago. They have another thing that just happened. Oh, this tweet's actually the more recent one, 11 hours ago. They had a tweet similar to this 2 days ago talking about Picoin being on the news. They have this 11 hours ago from the time of recording. Check out my Pi network, put the little eyeballs, make sure you guys engage. Show some love to the Picoin community. And then they also tweeted and pinned it to their profile with a bunch of Tron stuff. Like him or hate him. Talking about Picoin. Was it Justin Sun that said Picoin was a scam, or was that one of the other leaders? I think that was one of the other founders that said that of another exchange. Yeah, I agree. Ronald in the building. Yeah, buy as many Pi as you can afford. That's personally, I agree. Picoin, SUI, that's really where my head's at. To be honest with you, I'm building on Solana, so I should be saying Solana. I am bullish on Solana too, but I think Picoin and SUI have the best ROI potential. Yeah, NFA, not financial advice. I would not be making these YouTube videos. I don't think any of us would have started mining Pi in the first place. We were in a position to be taking financial advice from. But yeah, just our thoughts. I'm curious about your guys' thoughts always. So please leave some comments, all that good stuff. Stinky, that's my name, says I've got a lot to migrate still, and I sold 1,500 when it was around 1.4 because I needed the cash. So I did okay from the coin already. Yeah, dude, what a fucking blessing in the world. What an absolute blessing, man. To be able to get money just by tapping a button over the last few years, and it actually came to fruition. 1,500 bones, man, that's no joke. To a lot of people around the world, that's good money. To myself, I'd be happy if I had 1,500 more bucks too, hell. So, that's a blessing at the end of the day. So I'm glad that you're able to do that. You said that you still have a lot more to migrate. So that's good to hear. You still got some in the reserve tank holding on to. No one ever went broke taking profits. That's for sure too. Remember, pigs get fed, hogs get slaughtered. Always remember that too whenever trading. It's good to want a little bit, but when you get too greedy, that's when you get fucked. Bullish on SUI too. I'm so bullish. Ronald, check out my more recent videos. Check out this one, Crya Dex. I really like them a lot. I also did a video on Deep Protocol and AlphaFi. AlphaFi, if y'all like, again, and I'm bullish on SUI because a lot of Picoin, they just don't have these options. But you can get like 1,000% APY staking with AlphaFi. So if you guys can, please check out these videos. I did a bunch of them on AlphaFi because I was just learning how to edit. I was just like, fuck it, let me just upload. But so I think mostly the channel is going to revolve around SUI, Picoin, XRP, and Solana. But yeah, guys, check out SUI. It really is an underdog crypto as well as Picoin. I'm really bullish on both of these. SUI was hovering around Picoin in the 20s here. It's been moving up pretty good. I also like H bar. Wow, it's almost in the top 10. Oh, up 70%, 62% on the 7-day. Yeah, baby. You love to see that. Yeah, so I'm bullish on SUI as well. It's very friendly user interface. Everything on SUI is very clean. The team comes from Facebook, so they have, retail and just a friendly customer experience in mind. You can definitely tell with all the apps are very user friendly. So SUI, Picoin, XRP, Solana, that's really where I hover around. I'm gonna probably dip my toes into Tron. Probably won't post too much about them. But yeah, guys, I think that's really the news for today. Let me check Twitter one more time before I wrap this up. Funny, I said I was going to wrap it up a while ago, but I actually forgot to check for more news. I'm going to do these daily, so if you could please show me some love, show me some support, I would really appreciate it. Engaging with this video, even after I post it. A joke legend called Pine Network. Who said this? Let's see. Pine Network, no dApps. Think again. 135 live apps. This is false. After a day, okay. Bunch of people spamming, trying to get their accounts. Airdropped some money. Yeah, guys, I don't see too much other news. Really, the Huobi stuff was massive. What was this? I should start posting my videos on X, honestly. I just feel so embarrassed. I'm not really used to showing my face and doing all this stuff. I don't even like to take selfies. My Instagram, I don't even have posts in like years. This is very out of my preference. But I didn't see a lot of real people making Picoin content. So if you guys could please support the channel, I appreciate you. Probably start. Yeah, never mind. Let's see. Don't see any more news. Yeah, I think that's it, guys. Huobi Exchange, the real information. Don't see anything else too crazy that happened for today. Tune in tomorrow for my live stream. We're going to have 30 plus project founders in my space. It's about 4-minute pitches usually, and it's real people building real things of value. That's, I mostly do things on X where I've been growing mostly the last few years. So check out this space. We're going to be live streaming it to YouTube. If you could listen in on YouTube, it would actually be better. Help me out, get my hours up and viewers up and stuff. But we'll have giveaways here if you guys want to tune in. So that's everything for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Much love. It's been Joe from New Money Crypto. We are on another smart money, dumb money, old money. Years from now, they'll be calling you new money. Until then, much love. Peace, guys.